lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name is Ryan,
And I'm Manny.
and we're gonna be talking about a book. Obviously, you know what it is. It's a Lobo convention special, but we figured with convention season coming up, why not talk about a book about comic book conventions, and starring one of the best creations in comic books, in my opinion, Lobo himself.
Lobo himself, man. The Lobo convention special. We got the creative team of Kieth Giffen, Alan Grant, who have pretty much always been involved with Lobo, and then we have
Yes.
Kev O'Neill from Martial Law and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, fantastic illustrator. So the pedigree on this issue is fucking great.
Before we get into the book, we have Lobo Comics, which is a riff off Marvel Comics, number one.
Yeah.
Action Frags, which obviously is Action Comics, number one.
Yeah, dude.
Main Man,
Main Man.
Batman, number one. The Thrash, Flash 123.
I'm fragging.
Yeah, and then Captain Bastille.
I know, I like that he's punching Hitler's head off.
Yeah.
In the comic,
His boot says butt shifter, which means he's gonna shove that foot up your ass.
And I just love this like cable influenced Lobo with like the fucking like robot leg and the pouches and shit. Like the cover letting you know right away what you're. I just noticed that the gun says "bag this" on the fucking side.
His pouches say frag, want list, grade guide, acid.
So good, man.
Yeah.
All right, so
yeah, he's out in space, right? Like, first of all, like, you could pour over. I'm not gonna like sit here and say everything that's labeled, but like, you're missing out if you don't read every single thing that's written on the page. If there's any type of writing, whether it's on a building, on a pin, on a bottle, read it, because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, man, it is. Like, even the little buttons that people are wearing, like
I Love Lucy fan club.
Yeah, dude, that Cuban hell at the bottom, like shout out to my peeps down there.
Tax inspector, let them eat rebate. That's so stupid.
See, like, these are all jokes that, I remember reading some of this as a kid, and like, I didn't get some of these. These are pretty adult jokes. And again, this is not a mature reader's title, at least not that I can see on the cover.
I don't think they labeled all of them mature readers, though, did they?
No, this one doesn't have anything like too bad, but like it does get pretty out there,
Every single Lobo book, I feel like, too, does that. Like, I think at this point, you got to expect it.
Dude, I just love that image of him reading Superman's death and laughing his ass off.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And then he's pushing this chick out of the way, and her fucking skull is being ripped off.
Yeah, because she's getting like this lady's like a hairdresser / like bounty hunter.
I know.
Bounty hunter.
This fucking lady's hair's in an acid rinse. Just so funny. Look, they're even talking about like the last page photo. He's like, "Oh, I missed that." He's like, "Let me see."
Yeah, it's like her photo. I remember that photo with Superman dying in Lois's arms, and that's when he gives his biggest laugh yet.
That's the best part.
I love how realistic they draw the Superman 75 in his hands. Like if you look with a magnifying glass, you can actually see the fucking cover.
They did a great job. This isn't where it's like nowadays that would have just been like photoshopped in.
And I think we mentioned it before we started recording, and I wanted to talk about like this kind of like self-deprecating like humor about themselves is something that comic publishers I think today would not do. Like basically they're ripping on their own like event in this comic, very, very shortly after, because there's ads for Reign of the Superman in this issue. So that 75 was pretty recent when this was coming out, and they're already making fun of it. To me, that's something really cool that I miss in comics.
he gets
again.
He gets pissed that he ruined his fucking comic.
But he ruined it himself,
Yeah.
Like
because it was my only fragging copy.
Yeah.
So this is all about him trying to get a new copy of The Death of Superman.
And you notice all like the little cameos, like fucking Matt Murdock down there?
Oh, I didn't notice that when I was reading it.
Yeah.
I guess I was too busy reading all the other things that they're tearing through an X-Men book, but really it's called Hexmen.
X-Men, yeah. Giffen on special on the box, I maim to please. Like you said, dude, you gotta read it. It's hard to read everything, but
I read comics, so what? Heel for a heel on his fucking boot. And I just love, so like, look, this is what he's doing. He's going to Earth to go get it, you know?
Yeah. He
Scams.
figures, he finds out there's a comic convention and he's like, oh, well, if I want another copy of issue 75, this is where I'm going to get it.
Right, because what was he trying to do? He's planning to grab a windfall off of this, scam some dork fifth grader out of serious big bucks off it. So like he's also making fun of the speculator market as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's so reactionary in that way. And like, I mean, this is a DC comic, you know. It's not like it was done by Image or something like that where they're ripping on DC. Like, this is DC allowing these creators to rip on like arguably like one of the biggest seismic events they have ever done.
And how about this sign? This week's site for DC Comics, purveyor of the finest dead or injured heroes in comics. Because the Batman's back.
Nightfall,
look, I mean, look at that. Yeah, that's Nightfall. Yeah. So we also saw them.
You turn to the back cover, it's a fucking Reign of Superman ad. So it's like you're sandwiching between the two events that they're making to be reminded that that's what they're making fun of, you know? Like,
he's not interested in any no cheap reprint. He wants the real McCoy, the one in the bag with the fragment armband.
Yeah.
So stupid, dude. I'm saying it's stupid, but it's
Kevin O'Neill's work.
Oh, I mean, Kevin O'Neill's great.
I love when Simon Beasley draws Lobo, but Kevin O'Neill is like a close second, man, because like that trio of like Beasley, like Kevin O'Neill, and like when Kieth Giffen draws, it's like it gives Lobo the vibe that you want. Like this page is crowded with images. There's so much to look at. There's so much to see.
Yeah, it's funny too because I didn't even know. I just bought the book when you had mentioned it to me. Oh man, when we did that Lobo episode, I think you told me about it. So I just bought it, and then I didn't realize Kevin O'Neill was on it because I'd never heard of this book. Yeah, I fucking dug this book so much, dude.
I love that Star Trek ad though.
And we got San Diego Comic-Con, right? I'm assuming that's the convention. I've never been there, but that looks like what
I think so. I think so because I think it used to be right by the bay. And I mean, as far as I know,
I mean, he says San Diego.
This might be like an accurate. I mean, I don't know. I've never been to San Diego Con either. So like, I haven't had the chance. But from what I can tell, this is probably a pretty accurate, like drawing of the convention center. You know, and you got the warships there in the back.
The back of his bike, like the words always change. It says psychic, or was it no psycho on board, no break, no cake.
I love this when he lands in like this shot of all the geeks in the line, bro. Yeah. Like the one kid wearing a shirt that says "Invest now, read later." Who needs girls? I get Trekker. You know, like want to buy panel 2, page 13 of X-Men 500.
This dude's reading an Arrows comic too, from Fan.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
No, this is just fucking hilarious shit going on in here, dude.
And Lobo being Lobo, like he fucking just skips a line and just throws people in, you know?
Right.
Squishing that, you know, like. And I love like all the little characters he draws.
Oh yeah. Love this ad for the Garth Ennis Demon book. I've never read that.
I actually pulled a few of those out of my box. I have I think he started with issue 40. I have issue 41. I have a few of them. I want to get them because that would be another good series to talk about.
Yeah,
because that's where Hitman was introduced, and you know, and Hitman's a big part of that run.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about because I love Etrigan. He's like one of my
visually.
I don't want to say he's one of my favorite characters. I probably say that about a lot of characters, but he's one of my favorite, like less well known.
Yes, I agree. And as a kid, I always wanted to read these Demon comics, but I was, for some reason, I don't know why, I was a little like tepid and thought that maybe they were going to be like too adult for me, you know. Like now I realize, because I assumed they were Vertigo at the time or something. I don't know. I was real young, so it was hard to remember what I was thinking.
Look at this. You got Image right there.
And I think there's a lot of like poking fun at Rob in this too. A lot of poking fun at everybody, honestly.
I got his drawing hand. I got like they tore this fucking creator apart.
I got an armpit. I got his arm. I got his riding foot.
I got his ego. Give me a hand here.
That's a pretty big dig there. I love this full page too, man. Like all the shit you can read on here.
That's Scott Shaw too, with the Hawaiian shirt. Like that's his like trademark. He's always wearing Hawaiian shirts, like right in the middle.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and then even same hairstyle they drew with him.
And then there's like the Hey Marv, Len's looking for you. You see that a lot. I bet you that's Marv Wolfman and like
Len Wein.
Len Wein. Yeah,
Yeah. Rare water damaged comics.
you got Papa, you got Calvin, you got Raphael there, Spider Man in the background.
Interesting, like what he chose to kind of like Wiz
I want
Comics #2.
I wonder
Marvel.
what mark that's supposed to be at the bottom. See, girls, I told you I was really here.
Yeah, I can't think of it. I was trying to
No,
like guess who that was too, and I just nothing came to
if
mind.
anyone out there in the world knows who that's supposed to be, comment or let us know because
How about that Alan Moore at the top?
I love
Postmodern
that little
penance
Alan Moore,
locks,
yeah,
selling his hair.
and the fucking like Watchmen smiley faces on the butt cheeks of that the lady bending over.
We got Impact Comics, which didn't even fucking nothing happened from that.
Waste not, want yes.
And then the best part too is that they think he's Simon Bisley.
Yes, dude. Yes, like that's a running joke too. It's like, Mr. Because Beasley is kind of like a long-haired, like beefy, like rocker-looking dude, or was at that time.
I love this. Just fucking bashes this dude.
Yeah, he like drives him right into the ground.
And then we got the Lobo Con Guide to Comics or Comic
Yes,
Convention. These are some
again,
great pages. I mean, look,
yeah,
I
dude.
mean, we could literally just spend the entire talk just reading off these little things. I just love how much effort is put into that.
Yeah,
You
and it's
know?
all for laughs, man. Like there, this is like really like beautiful art, and like and it's all for laughs. It's all for a good time. Like this sense of humor is just not around in comics anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's missed, man.
So we got him talking about the panel portfolio review.
I love this. Like I'm in room 69, minibar fully stocked. And then like you got Batman again here. Has anyone seen Len or Marv?
And I love on the border here, it's like it says, "Have you seen Karen Berger? I'll do anything at all."
Yes.
And it says, "And this
Yeah.
is my Frazetta style. Kelly Jones said I was good."
Have you seen Denny O'Neil?
Yeah.
This one's a swipe, can you tell? Ah, and this is my Frazetta style.
He just rips this dude's fucking page. Your anatomy's crap. And then he lights it up with his cigar.
Have you seen Mike Carlin? Again,
Yeah.
the cigar, dude. I mean, that's Wolverine, Lobo, like all these people were smoking cigars, and like, I mean, I'm not trying to encourage smoking in any way, man, but that was a very like distinct part of their personality.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I remember the reason Wolverine stopped was because Joe Quesada wanted
Yes.
that to stop because I think a friend of his passed away because of lung cancer. Right? I think that was kind of
Yeah.
impetus behind that. Look at this though, dude. See, this is if that's not mature, look at the blood and the
You read my
fucking
mind,
body
bro, because I
parts
was
coming
about to
out.
say like on this page is where I mean it gets really bloody. I mean he's like ripping intestines out, and you see like organs and shit flying everywhere.
And that's so that he can teach basic muscle structure and see like,
Yeah,
get right up in
he's
there.
yeah he's
Study
like
up.
explaining like you see right here, you got your right ventricles, and look, there's a bones that you right underlying structure, of course, like, and he's like smoking a cigar the whole time, and everyone's like throwing up in the background.
But this is what you're talking about when he's making fun of Rob, right?
Yeah.
Because he's like, didn't nobody tell him you got to suffer for your art, right, Rob? And he just starts laughing.
Yeah, I mean they're digging at. I don't, I don't think it's personal because they're digging at everybody, including
Yeah.
themselves.
Mhm.
So it's all in good fun.
We got the awards banquet again. Just like, I mean, my God, there's so much. Like, I wonder, like, who's coming up with these gags to write on there? Is it the writers? Is it Kevin
You
O'Neill?
got
Is it all
Batman,
of
yeah,
them?
and that's a very martial law looking Lobo. I think that's on purpose. Like the
Oh,
color
for
scheme.
sure. Uh-huh. Those hard to find back issues. I just love that it's Lobo explaining a comic book convention to comic book readers. It's perfect.
Welcome to the Fan Power Geek Awards '93.
Costume
Alan
parade.
Moore haircut of the year is one of the trophies. Dude, I love the costume parade.
He was dressed as a fat Lobo. So funny.
There's like a Mad Magazine vibe to this too that I really love. Like
Yeah, it reminds me of Sergio Aragonis.
Aragonis, yeah, especially this page.
Mhm.
Just that, you know what? Like in general, this does have a Sergio Aragonis vibe. Like Can you imagine what a Lobo comic by Sergio would be like? I think it would be kind of cool,
Oh
actually.
yeah, that'd be funny for sure.
So we got the U.S. Army being called in, to fucking bomb. Like it's like I forgot. Like this thing ends with like Comic Con getting fucking bombed by the U.S. military.
I love the right here too. It's like comics and sexy women first. Could you just sign
Yeah.
this, Mr. Jurgens? Yes, I know there's a fire, but I've been waiting an hour, damn it. He's like, the Mylar's melting. And then look, I love that too. The epilogue has the Superman cape
Yes,
blowing
yeah,
in the
yeah.
wind.
It all comes full circle in the end, man.
Yeah.
Which shows you that it's really good writing too. Like it's not, and like it's hard for a comic to be funny. And like, dude, Lobo comics to this day still make me laugh out loud. I mean, you guys
Mhm.
are hearing us laughing, like that's genuine, Like,
he got his fucking bagged copy of Superman.
and I love that the last line of the book is comics. Ah, who fragging needs them?
Mhm.
He just gives up. The end.
Yeah, you're right though. Look at that. We got
Yeah,
Superman's back. So Superman's back, Batman's gone. What a great comic, dude. This is such a
it is,
fun
man.
comic.
Like I there was a lot of fun Lobo one-offs. Like there was like the Lobo paramilitary Christmas special, which we should maybe do, say for Christmas. Do like a Christmas
Yeah, I've
comic.
done it before.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Yeah.
There's Blazing Chain of Love. I have that one too.
Yeah, the only other Lobo books, like I did the Christmas one first, and then I think when we did the miniseries, I did that, and now this one. But yeah, I'm always up for
Yeah.
doing some Lobo.
Blazing Chain of Love is definitely a mature readers one though, because I know that one deals with like a harem and like a freaking what you might call it, like prostitution and shit. Like it's pretty out there.
Yeah,
And I think it had a cover by Dan Brennington, who used to do like the Nocturnals and a bunch of the cool paper
yeah, I'm
comics.
pretty
So
sure I have that one. I think I
yeah,
because recent not that long ago I bought like a bunch of the one shots, and then I also
yeah.
bought I had like a little run from the beginning of the Lobo ongoing. I think I have like 1 through 17 or something. Yeah, just
I
an
think Lobo works best as for me. Like some of my favorite stuff are these one shots. So
yeah, because I mean they work well, to just have a little
yeah,
bite-sized Lobo story. I mean they're always good.
and to
And
me, like this Lobo must have been an influence on what Marvel did with Deadpool.
yeah, I'm sure they pulled some stuff, yeah. But I mean Lobo was
Because
created before.
exactly, but I mean, Lobo wasn't like this at first. He was just sort of like a regular, like we've talked about it. He was just sort of like a regular alien character
Yeah,
introduced
but
in
even
the
this version of Lobo, I think precedes Deadpool.
correct. Yes, because this is
Because that original miniseries came out before Deadpool was
before.
introduced. But yeah,
But yeah, great
anyways, it's a
comic, dude.
great
And it's
comic.
you'll find this. It's not an expensive comic.
No, no, easy to find. Like I think I grabbed it for, I mean, including shipping, it was probably like $6.
Yeah.
Wasn't super expensive. Go pick it up. You won't be disappointed. And
Check dollar bins at if you go to conventions or stores, you will find it because I see this at least every convention I've been to locally in the past year. I'll see these Lobo comics in the dollar bins and even in the 50 cent bins, and it is 100% worth buying for $1, $2, even $3. Like you'll have a good time with it.
oh, sure, yeah. But yeah, go pick it up. Make sure you follow us on social media. Links are down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well so you're notified every time a new vid goes up. And on that note, we're out.
We'll see you next time, bastages.